guest.
Limp
Freddie
Bizkit was
D.
good, dude. Next time you and I are driving to a longer gig together, I'll toss on some Limp. Maybe Significant Other, their first
And I'll go
their hit
Limp.
album. Well, yeah, I don't want you to have an erection in my car.
I meant my whole body.
Yeah, it was,
I'll just get depressed.
Hey, I hope no song I put on for you is gonna make you hard. Hey, Sean.
Hi, Ray.
What is your least favorite type of music?
My least favorite type of music?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because you know how when somebody's like, hey, what kind of music do you listen to? And everybody's answer is always like,
Country.
no, I listen to everything.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of different things.
And then you're like, oh, so you like Slipknot? And then they're like, well, no, not that. And you're like, oh, are you really into techno? No, not that. Do you like country? Ugh, God, no, I hate country. And then you're like, so not everything.
Not everything.
Yeah.
I'll say this. It's a little bit of a detailed one. New country. Like top 40 country. Like that's on the radio now. That's basically just pop music. There's songs every once in a while that I'll dig, but as a genre, I hate
Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the
That
things that
shit
you
rips.
sing all the time. Yeah. So, yeah, how about you? What's your least favorite?
I don't like the scream stuff.
Yeah, that's...
Like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. Yeah, that's another one. Like hardcore?
yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So it shares a category name with porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yeah, one's fun to watch.
I like
one sucks.
and it's not what you think. No, I like softcore. Softcore music.
Wait,
Where you
that's
think they're
hardcore.
gonna scream, but they don't quite stick it in.
Softcore is like Barry Manilow. Oh, dude, there's also, it's not a really well-known genre of music. There's a thing called experimental, which is my truly favorite style of music. It's just
Also a
static.
porn category.
It's just, it's like, it's not even singing. It's just a bunch of, it's the worst.
See, techno. I don't like techno either.
See, I would say that, but there's techno songs. Like I'll have a guilty pleasure where I'll see like a DJ video where he'll let the bass drop. He'll do that thing where he's going, and you see him building up to it, and the crowd's like normal, and he does, and they go bonkers.
But I
secretly like those videos.
I think that's more of a satisfaction thing. I think that's more of like a Dr. Pimple Popper or like a, or like watching dominoes fall. Like I think that you're like waiting for the beat to drop and then it's kind of like a release.
Yeah, you might be right. But there's also other, back in the day, there was a couple of techno songs I dug. So I can't say I hate techno. There's some, like, there's a lot of good house music from the 90s, like that kind of, but I don't go after it. It's not in my... It's like, these are things. James Brown is dead. Whatever it was.
That's kind of sad.
What?
It's kind of sad.
Well, you know how they start out with like a sound clip?
Yeah. Bring the action.
We like to party. We like to party. We like to party.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. I used to like be adamantly against country music. And then one time me and Colin Chamberlain, who you know, and Seneca Stone went on a road trip. And we were listening to like, Seneca calls it butt country, which I think's funny.
Butt country?
Like the country you're talking about, that new country. And we were listening to it like just dying laughing. Like we were listening to it as a bit. And then it became this thing where like it was like McDonald's. Like it was like soothing. It was like, do you know what I'm saying? Like it was like,
it's like pop music.
Easy listening.
That's why pop music's pop music, because it's like everybody loves it because it's easy to listen to it and has to have that catchy whatever it is.
Like, you know, that new country that you're talking about, it's bad when 20 seconds into the song you know all the words the first time you're listening.
Yeah, and that's all by design.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you.
You're like, fear? Well, they're definitely going to rhyme this with beer.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to, God and rod.
Yeah. Give me my fishing rod.
'Cause I'm on a fish for God.
So I think that, what do you think? All right, so the one, because there is like kind of a resurgence in like real country going on. You have your Chris Stapletons.
Which I like.
Your
Sturgill Simpsons.
A bunch of them. Jason Aldean is one, right? Oh, no, what's the one that's...
Who's the dude you like that made that Not in a Small Town?
No, maybe that's him.
You love that song.
Try that in a small town.
Try that in a small
Try
town.
that in a small town. Oh, who's are you like?
Dixon Dallas.
Bouncing on my booty cheeks. That is catchy as hell. That freaking song.
Oh man, I went through that was a time for me.
But I wanted to ask you: do you think that just like comics have it, where it's like, oh, this is hacky, that's hacky? You think like those types, like the ones we like, the country guys we like, that are kind of coming out? That do you think not coming out? You meaning they're out now?
Do you think Chris Stapleton thinks like Toby Keith's a hack? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, right.
I don't know.
Because I think they kind of are. They're like a lot of them are like in LA or like they're in Nashville has become like the LA for like those types of country stars. Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you like Toby Keith, I always think about who's sick, by the way.
So watch your step.
Toby Keith, feel better. But I don't think that there are many people that made more money off of 9/11 than Toby Keith at that time. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like he fucking just fired off about 13 pro-America songs in like a year. Yeah. It's like, we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. And then he's like, American girl. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's called like marketing and branding and just knowing the business, I guess. Because you just put it in a really good way. You said, think about you never should profit off a tragedy. He did.
Yeah.
100%. And that's the only reason he did it. There's no Toby Keith where he's like, I'm fighting mad at what Osama bin Laden did to my country, and I'm doing this just for my art.
Yeah, right? He has a whole song called the Taliban song. It's hysterical.
Oh, what? How does it? What isn't there like?
I don't even remember it, but it was when me and Colin were on that road trip. We came across that. And we were like, man, this song is just not okay.
And you know what? You know what's crazy is this. There was a time when that didn't exist. That type of like you know what really started it, but it was actually a good song. Is Friends in Low Places.
Yeah, Garth Brooks is a beast.
But like Garth Brooks is almost like the grandfather of all this nonsense because they saw how commercially successful he was.
Yes.
And then people got into it. It's almost like when the people go into Christian rock or something because they're like, it's a easier pool. Like it's like, I think for a while it was like, hey, I go country with my pop music. I wear a couple of boots and a hat every other Wednesday. Yeah. I can really
I can make
up the
something
market.
happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder why no country singers ever tried to profit off of other like national tragedies. Like why like Tim McGraw didn't fucking jump on Hurricane Katrina. And they sent us in the stadium.
Get your daughter out of that water. I will say I just realized the actual real type of music that I despise.
What?
It was very brief. The rap rock crossover from like what was that, late 90s? One of my least favorite bands.
It's called nu metal. I thought they called it.
They called it nu metal?
Like NU metal.
Real?
Are you talking about like?
I'm talking about 311, Limp Bizkit, all that. Not even Limp Bizkit. I can get away with
Limp
a couple.
Bizkit was good. Limp Bizkit was solid.
Yeah, you're a big Limp Bizkit guy?
I was a huge Limp Bizkit guy.
You said that like you were like, wait. It was so loaded. You go, well, yeah, but Limp Bizkit was good. I was like, you looked at me like, don't go down this road. Don't you mess with my boy Freddie Durst.
Limp Bizkit was good, dude. Next time you and I are driving to a longer gig together, I'll toss on some Limp. Maybe Significant Other, their first like,
and I'll go
their
Limp
hit album. Well, yeah, I don't want you to have an erection in my car.
I meant my whole body.
Yeah, I'll
just get depressed.
Hey, I hope no song I put on for you is going to make you hard.
That's that hardcore you're talking about. No, but not even as much as Limp Bizkit. But when they would like Jay-Z and like Linkin Park,
you didn't like that?
Fuck no.
Can I get an encore?
No, awful.
I become so numb.
And I'm biased. I don't give Jay-Z as much shit as the Linkin Park for doing it. But I can't stand that. But the number one band like that I hated, 311. 311, I can't stand 311. 311, it's like even the graphic,
stink.
Even how they write the 311, like the whatever that, it's like supposed to be like graffiti writing.
Yeah.
Oh, you corny bunch of fucking losers.
I think You know, is Fish good?
Well, you know what's so funny? Max Fine, really funny guy. You know Max.
I love Max.
Really great comic. We all went to Hold Steady, and we were hanging out. And then he messaged me. He's like, "What's going to take to get you to go to Fish?" And our buddy Andy Fiore is a big Fish guy, big fish guy, and they go all the time. So
Are they
my
like
answer is always like,
311?
no, they're like, it's like jam
is.
band. It's like jam band. It's like a lot of like solos and whatever else. It's like Grateful Dead, like even more drawn out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but musically, they're all like aficionados. Like they're all like they all went to like
aficionados.
They should go. That should be an album.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
But like they all went to like I think like either Juilliard or one of those kind of places. Like they know their music. Like they're
really?
yeah. You can't say that for what's his name? The guy. I think he might be dead, so I feel bad. What's the Linkin Park guy?
He is dead.
Yeah. All right. I feel bad for that, but your band sucked.
Is it Bennington or something?
Yeah.
Man. I don't like. You know what I don't like either. It's a hybrid music and comedy. Weird Al Yankovic. I fucking cannot stomach.
Okay, I kind of get that in a way. I don't mind it.
He is goddamn Gallagher to me.
It is. It's a trick. It's a novelty. But I will say this, like, it is. I grew up with it, and it was like I think when I was, when you're 6, it's like funny,
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
Like a surgeon and all that, whatever it is.
When you're 6,
you're 6, it's funny. But
and this is coming from a guy who
at least he knows what he's doing.
I've been known to parody a song or two.
Yeah. You parody as much as you can.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the parody.
My buddy, who I've mentioned on the podcast before, my buddy Matt Light, whose show I'm doing Saturday in Pittsburgh. Ooh. He parodies songs, and it's always like really filthy parodies. And he I've been on a couple like trips with him, and he would do like for example the 'Cause I'm wanted, dead or alive, and
Bon Jovi.
His was Wanted, Head from a Guy. And
let me ask you this. Did he ever do one, maybe you're about to say this, that just ruins a song for you?
That's what he fucking does every time. So, like, if a good song comes on, he'll start and I'll be like, not Seeger, dude. And I, like, either change it or, like, I yell at him. I was like, you're not ruining night moves for me with fucking the right boobs. Because she had the right boobs. You know what I mean? Or whatever he was going to do. It would make me so mad. Oh, dude, the one time.
It'd be a challenge. That should be a thing where you should challenge him. We should have him on the pod and be like, just throw a song at him and see if he can do it immediately.
He's good. He is good. He is pretty good. It is this talent that he has. But
it's useless talent.
So he you should just fucking.
I know.
You're like the Chris Farley motivational speaker, just falling into the set.
Yeah.
So the
Matt
one
Foley.
Matt Foley. So what's your problem? Yes. So my buddy, this guy Matt, me and him went to. I might have told you this story before. Me and him drove to Akron with my dad. He came to the comedy show.
Okay.
It was when my dad was sitting in the back seat drinking, and he kept bragging about how it's a perfect 6-pack ride, which I never knew. He was sitting in the back seat.
Exact length.
He's like, this is a perfect 6-pack ride. I'm gonna get through this 6-pack. It's gonna be the perfect length. I'm not gonna have any downtime. But he, so in the car, dude, that was a trip. In the car is Matt singing a parody of Under the Boardwalk song. You know, Under the Boardwalk.
He's singing, having some fun.
He's singing Sucking My Dad's Cock. And he's talking in his parody, it's him essing his own dad's, right? And my dad thinks it's like
about him,
just about him getting the beach. So my dad's hammered drunk in the backseat because that 6-pack wasn't the beginning of his day. He was drinking earlier, and he's just in the back singing it. Sucking Ray's dad's cock, dad's cock, and I'm like, dude. And like Matt is loving it, and my dad's all into it. That was the trip where I think I told you this is we all go out drinking after the show, and I lose my dad. I can't find him in Akron. Like he's like in the bar.
Yeah,
scene.
and he found like a party or something, right? He found a
Dude,
whole
he
like
found
wedding
like an Elks Club type place.
Yeah.
And I can hear his voice walking down the street from the bar looking for him. And I start going to walk in the place, and the guy like puts his hand on me. He's like, whoa. Let me see your membership ID. And I was like, I don't have one. He's like, well, then you can't come in. I was like, well, I hear my dad in there. And I know for a fact that he doesn't live in Ohio, so definitely doesn't have a membership to this place. And the dude goes, oh, you're Paul's kid. Yeah, head on in. He said you might be stopping by. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I get in there, and my dad's like holding court with these three people. He's like, oh, Ray, get over here. He's like, this is Tom and Janine. They
he's
said
still loaded at this point?
Yeah. He's like, they said if we spend the night, we could pop over to their house for breakfast. I was like, oh, these strangers?
Your dad was a people person.
He was. No. I mean, he was.
But here's the thing. That's really funny. But what shouldn't be lost is how much of a talent that is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because I think of myself as pretty sociable. But, like, the older I get, I think the more I kind of pull back from, being like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it is. But it's pretty good. If you're ingratiating yourself like that, that's a really good quality to have.
Dude, my dad came to visit from Kentucky and stays in my brother's apartment at his apartment complex. And Mike is somebody that...
He's super introverted, right?
Didn't want to know his neighbors in his apartment. And that weekend, my dad comes in. It's Memorial Day weekend. Next thing you know, my dad meets all the people in the building. They throw a huge Memorial Day party in like the back lawn of the thing. There are extension cords running through my brother's apartment to the outside so that the band could plug in. There was a band there and all this food freaking? And shit. Mike's like, everything in my power to not talk to these people here. And now I got a fucking drummer walking through the fucking my kitchen to take a piss in the bathroom.
How long was he there before that happened?
It was like 2 days.
Oh.
Like a day. Like my dad was there for the weekend. So like
No. I mean, how long? Not your dad. I mean, your brother living there.
He's there for like 9 months. Like his whole goal was like, he was like, I don't want to know any of these people.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, dude, did you know Tom Bielik lives upstairs? He used to play guitar back in the day. He was great. I knew him from
your dad already knew him.
Like knew of him.
Of
like
him,
they kind of knew each other. They start bullshitting. They start drinking. Then they decide to throw this huge Memorial Day party.
That's so funny. Let me ask you this: where do you think you fall? Your brother's one end of the spectrum, your dad's the other. Where do you fall on that?
Probably dead center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you may not believe this. We've talked about this before. I am an introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert.
That's a thing, right? But didn't we figure out I might be the same as that?
Yeah, I think you are the same.
Yeah.
So I think my girlfriend explained this to me is that like extrovert and introvert, it comes from, I think, and I could be wrong, so anybody listening that is smarter than me, which is probably most of you, let me know how stupid I sound. But I think it depends on how you recharge your battery, I think. So like introverts need to like do it and get their comfort and gain that like and get their powers back, so to speak, by themselves.
Yeah.
And extroverts get it by being around people and feeding off of other people.
Yeah.
When I'm around a bunch of other people, it feels like work a lot of times.
You think so?
Yeah. I get drained because I have this. I mean, the whole reason we started the podcast is because I have this need to like.
Yeah, people please.
It's not being on as in like being on of like how a comic's on.
It's more being accommodating. Being like where I'm like this, same kind of thing where it kind of shines the brightest is probably if you're in a group of people, two people that don't know each other, or usually it's like two groups of friends that don't know.
Yes.
I would have those birthday parties at Patty's, and that would happen every year. But it would be exhausting, but I wouldn't mind it because I'm like, I want to make sure everybody meets and knows each other and is having a good time.
Well, I would think of it as like if me, you, and Colin go out to a bar with like another friend of mine who's not a comic, and like the conversation starts steering to like inside baseball comedy. I'm doing everything in my power to try to involve this fourth party or to like steer the conversation.
To
like
something else?
Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, but yeah, you know, comedy can be a lot like construction, right, Phil?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Like you deal with this in your industry, you know what I mean? Like I don't like, I hate the idea of feeling like somebody's left out. Dude, it's been happening to me. So me and Natalie have been watching The Challenge. Old
Yeah, you're
episodes of The
psyched on
Challenge.
it. Yeah.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
It's like Survivor but better. And but one of the things that happens a lot is like people like fight in the house, and like I can't stand when it's a bunch of people against one person. It's like my, or like, so like similar to that, I can't stand when somebody in a group I'm in feels like left out, or I feel like they're not getting attention.
Did I ever tell you the story? I told you my dad did once. Well, like what he said to me. We were at my cousin, her husband he's a white guy, but he has one black friend guy, one black friend. This guy, right?
Yeah.
And the one black friend came to I think it was at their wedding. Came to the wedding of my cousin and her husband. This is years and years ago.
Yeah.
And my dad was there, and they were doing like they were telling it was like black jokes, and then like there was like directing black jokes at him, but it was all like they were busting chops back and forth.
Yeah.
And he was doing a little bit of white stuff, whatever it is. And all I remember is my dad watching it. It's just one black guy versus a bunch of whites, and they're doing it, and they're messing around, but it's like,
yeah.
My dad watches it, and he goes, "This isn't right," and I'm like, in my head, I'm like 16, I'm like, yeah, because it's kind of racist, and he's like, nah, you don't do it that way. It's a bunch of black guys and a bunch of white guys going at each other. It's uneven. This is not right. Like
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong
Because it's not right.
It's not right. You're getting picked on at that point. That's what
it's
happened.
also probably a little racist.
It totally was. Yeah, it totally
because
was.
I'm sure that dude left and was like, man, that's weird that that's all they could talk about.
Well, it was on one part of the thing. I forget if it was
Sure.
like at a party or if it was at the actual wedding. But yeah, I'm sure he was just like, yeah, I'm just putting up with this shit. Like it's my buddy, but I'm putting up with this shit because it was like that kind of vibe. That's like
I think that would be tough. I mean, I know I have a buddy of mine who's a black dude that I've been to weddings with him where he was one of like the only black guys there.
Yeah,
it's got to be weird.
It's got to be weird because it's like, it's got to be weird
watching how bad everybody dances.
Yeah. It's like it's a different. Not that it's like it's like going to a different planet or something, but white people notice it. Like, but the same way, I think it's both. I think if you're black and you're doing it, part of it's on you because you're like, I'm the only black guy here. You're thinking that.
Yeah.
And part of it, there's white people walking around going, there's one black guy here.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally,
yeah.
No.
So it's both. It's like it's just we've kind of put ourselves in that corner as a society, and that's what I'm trying to change with my new book. All colors running all colors. It's called.
Wow, that's too. Is that an alternate? Wait, have you not figured out the title yet?
It's a working title.
That's a working title.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's not working. Because
it's about racial harmony.
Oh, that's what it's called? Racial harmony?
Well, that's what it's about.
You right. I'd love to see people pick up the book called Racial Harmony, and then they open it up to see in the book jacket it's a photo of the author and it's you, and they're like, "What the fuck does this guy know?"
Yeah.
What the fuck does this pale Irish?
I have a 6-step process to absolute racial harmony.
And you can find that out on our Patreon. It costs $600 to join.
But yeah, so that's got to be weird. But yeah, I agree with you. The picking on stuff, like you somebody getting, it's almost like come on, guys, relax.
Yeah, I don't like when we're all teaming up on a thing. Oh, you know what is one thing I wanted to ask, one topic I wanted to touch on is, Sean, me and you are both doing a very similar thing in that we are taking a big life step and moving in with our lovers.
Yes.
And is there anything that you're worried she's going to find out about you now? Like your like habits, like a weird thing that you do or a weird quirk that you have that she hasn't seen yet in living with you?
You know what? No. No, she pretty much knows everything. I think the only thing is, even when I'm there and then like, I'm just, the messiness thing is, I'm just really messy, but so is she. So it's kind of like, I'm not as embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
And then besides that, no, she kind of knows it already because I've stayed there, in chunks. So anything that she thinks is weird is, she thinks it's weird that I She's like, you wear a shirt and then you wash it immediately. Like my laundry habits are like things dirty right away when I wear it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but here's the thing, like I not like sweatshirts. I think it's like t-shirts and stuff like that.
Oh,
I'll wear it one day, whatever it is.
Well,
and she's like, you could wear that again. I'm like, no, I sweat in it. It's like,
yeah,
you're
you're
a girl.
A man wearing a shirt is different.
So that's like the only thing. And then the food stuff she already knows about. I sent her this potato thing. I wanted to just save them because I wanted to make them. So I was like, oh, on Instagram, I just did the thing where you arrow it to.
Yeah.
And she was like, why are you sending me? She's like, it's gross. It's like some potato, like garlic potato thing. Like, it looks amazing. I'm like, I thought it looked good. And she's like, I don't like the same food as you.
Oh.
So there's like the eating thing. And then, like it's almost the problem I had with my ex-wife where it was like the pickiness part of it. But I am better than I was.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, but she already knows about it. And then.
Well, that's good.
And then, I don't know. I can't think of anything. How about you?
Mine's two things that I'm worried is gonna be like a turn off, like, you know what I mean, or like not like a sexual turn off, but like
just like a person.
Disgusting.
The ick, don't they call it the ick or something?
Well, not the ick.
The ick is like a sexual.
Not the
thing,
ick,
yeah.
but the like one is that like I mentioned it, like the introvert thing.
Oh yes, we talked about it. Yeah.
I wonder
wanting to be alone.
I wonder if not even wanting to be alone, but like she might think I'm like a like lazy or something. I worry about that. Like sometimes I literally just need to like watch TV and like just sit there and zone out for like maybe like an hour a day.
Wait, is that not a normal thing? You're saying?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, I do that. I think.
But like, I mean, it doesn't matter what time I get home. I could get home at 3 a.m. I'm conditioned to need to like sit down, breathe, and watch like an episode of something to decompress.
It sounds totally normal to me.
The other thing is
I'm sure she doesn't do that. I can imagine she doesn't do the same thing.
The other thing is that I have been either living in a house with multiple dudes or at my mom's over the past like 15 years.
Yeah.
So I have like severe dude habits.
And what in particular? Like bathroom stuff?
Probably bathroom stuff.
Kitchen stuff? But you're
I'm pretty clean.
Yeah.
But like I mean like taking my socks off and like just throwing them wherever.
Oh, I do that and still. That'll be an issue.
It's gonna be an issue.
Yeah. I do it all the time.
So we were talking before we moved in, or before we're moving in, and like going over our rules. Like
okay.
Like what are our things?
Yeah.
And one of hers is that I'm not allowed to wear Subway clothes in bed.
Oh, Megan would probably do the same thing if she like she'll like kind of she doesn't want like she won't let me like lie down and like on the bed with outside clothes.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah, if she can help it.
Yeah. I don't even think of that.
Never even crossed my mind. I just have my clothes.
I'd have a stranger lay in my bed in outside clothes, just some random dude that needed a nap.
Because they think it's what? It's like a germ thing or
something?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's just like those things just aren't even on my mind.
But that means you have to almost pull. It's like a Mr. Rogers where you're like, I have my inside sweater and my outside sweater. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to come in and then change into indoor clothes, which I don't do. I'll take my shoes and socks off and I'll walk around. But when I put on clothes for the day, normally what I'm doing is like everything builds up to like going out and doing spots at night.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up, not shower right away, do what I have to do for the day, shower, have some dinner, shower, whatever it is, and then go out to spots, whatever, So that's where the change happens. Like, but
then when you come back,
when I come back, I my t-shirt, and my boxers, my boxer briefs, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem, but it is just little things I don't think of that like I think a girl thinks of.
You should get some old timey pajamas. Just some Ebenezer Scrooge pajamas,
and like the hat with the lantern,
with a candle. Yeah.
Well, and another thing is the TV in the room. I've talked to you about this before.
Yeah, I've gotten when I was a kid. I had one in my room, and I was like dying for. I loved it. I haven't had one in a long time.
I actually think it's going to help me, but it's
not having it.
Yeah, but I mean, I already like whenever like she sleeps over and I sleep over her house almost like 80% of the time, and we don't do TV.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of used to it now.
Yeah.
I think it's better for you.
It is better for you. Here's the thing. Just like they say you shouldn't look at your phone an hour before you go to bed. That's
That's true?
That's true. That's what they say. But it's the same thing with TV. If a screen's a screen. And whatever it's doing, whatever it's, exciting, whatever impulses, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You need quiet or you need decompress time, like you said, but like without anything electronic before you go to bed, and supposedly you sleep better when you do that.
It's just a thing where I think I'm going to, and I will, and I'm really excited about, because I feel like it's gonna be the first time like I've really lived like an adult, and like we have
it's the
space,
best.
and it's gonna make our lives easier because like we don't have to like coordinate going to each other's house all the time.
Yeah.
But I do realize that like I am probably gonna have to be a more considerate housemate.
Yes. And
because like when you have a roommate, it's so much different because you're just like your room could be a shit show at times.
Yes.
But like now it's like it's our room. So I can't just come home from something when I'm in a rush, take off all my clothes, throw them on the ground, and then like fucking jump into a different suit and get on out there.
Right.
Like
and
Superman. Where did his clothes go? No, never mind.
You're gonna feel like you're living in a home though. Like when I was married, I was like, oh, this is like I'm actually domesticated.
Dude, she has like fucking candles and decorations and rugs.
Yeah.
And
like cares about like
it like smells good.
Yeah.
You know, a girl's house just smells good.
Yeah.
A dude's house either smells like nothing or ugh. You know what I mean?
It's just sparse. That's why I had that bit for so long where I was like, I live like an assassin. It's just like
that's one of my favorite jokes of yours. That shit always makes
thanks.
me. I live like an assassin because it's so true.
It comes from a long time ago. This is way before I met my ex-wife, and I had a bedroom I lived with a couple, and the apartment was fine, and I had like a pretty good sized room. And one day I just looked at my room, and I had like a hanging light bulb, like the line coming down with the light bulb, and then I just had a mattress on the floor, and I had a duffel bag with my clothes, and that was it. There's no dresser, nothing in the room, but whatever it was, and then clothes coming out of it, but like, and I'd already been there like way too long to have that like that.
If any cop ever walked in there, they'd be like, "Okay, when are you trying to assassinate the prime minister?
yeah.
Which window are you going to shoot him out of?"
He'd arrest a couple for human trafficking.
Yeah.
Like, where is the kidnapped girl that was staying in this room?
Well, my dad was a bachelor for so long, and his like apartment setup was always like, like couch, love seat, table, like on the walls it was like a picture of like his sons, then a picture of the beach that he blew up from a photo that he took, and it's like all like was grainy and distorted, a Margaritaville poster, like it was like nothing, there's no like matching decor, and then it was always some type of cool middle coffee table. Like he either had the ones that like lifted up where you could put shit underneath, or like something that like looked like cool. Like he was real into that, and it was just covered with like bills, gambling stuff. Like it was the only part. Like he was really clean. My dad was super neat, except for that table.
Just that one table. Yeah. Well, dude, when I first moved into here, where we are now taping, my Astoria apartment, I was like, I want to actually do stuff to it. And I did. But I'm also, all the furniture you see here, some of it was left. Some of it I got for free from family and friends. My sister gave me the coffee table I used to have. And then when I started going to Megan's all the time, I just went to shit. And I would come, drop stuff. I would leave, let stuff go. Then I'd clean once in a blue moon, and it'd be fine. But there was like a good year when I was here where I was like, it actually was like homey. It was like not that bad. But yeah, that's why I'm glad to be going. You came to Megan's. It's like
a house.
It'll be like a house.
It's like where people live.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what I was like. So Natalie, and I like really appreciate this, is that she's like, hey, let's do this. I was like, yeah, man, I'll follow your lead, like, cause I'm not that, but she's like, no, I want it to be like your
space as well.
Space too. So like your place. So like, I want you to have input in like what things look like. And I'm like, one, I don't think you want that. And two, like, I don't know. Like, I seriously don't know like what looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I see like my mom is so good at that shit, and like my sister, and I'm just like, man, if it was up to me, I'd still have like Like this Goodfellas poster that you have behind you.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's fucking awesome. I want one of those. But no other like no woman is gonna be like, yeah, that's not going in my fucking living room.
Well, I'm bringing stuff, and originally Megan was like, "You're not." I have Seinfeld stuff, and she's like, "You're not putting up all the Seinfeld stuff." So I have to pick and choose what out of my Seinfeld stuff what I put up. Like I don't even know if the Goodfellas poster is making it.
Doesn't that sound like such a little kid thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can only put up some of my Seinfeld stuff. But here's the thing: the Seinfeld stuff is awesome. She's not wrong.
Well, yeah, yeah, but one of them's a piece of art that my friend did that's Seinfeld related. Like he did a Seinfeld art show. Cool. That's probably the thing that I'll put up. It'll make sense. It'll look like an art piece.
Thing.
No, the Elaine thing is from my sister got me.
That's awesome.
That one's awesome. And the other one's my friend Jay. He does this artwork, and he sent it to me. There's one with the jumping shoes, the Jimmy shoes.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, there's another thing I was just thinking about. Is we've been going to a lot of comic book stores and toy stores lately because I've been trying to find like certain like rare things for my nephew for Christmas, and that toy store you put me onto, like they have all these cool figures.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, I'm buying one of these, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do with a $40 Terminator action figure?
Exactly.
One, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Two, it's like I'm never gonna be first of all, in New York City, it's almost impossible, but like I'm never gonna be the guy that has like a adult toy room.
Right. There's adults, yeah, that have those.
Yeah.
And that, I would not. I'm the same way. Like
I don't want to say my feelings on it.
What's your feeling?
I think it's fucking lame, super lame.
It is super lame.
It's super fucking lame.
Yeah, if you get past a certain point, like
I mean, I think like, dude, like don't get me wrong, like I see like certain collectibles that I'm like, dude, I would fucking, that is so awesome. I'd love that. But I'm also like, I can't, like, I'm a huge Superman guy. I can't have a Superman room in my house. I'm fucking 34 years old.
Right, exactly. But that's why I understand, like you said before, about the Seinfeld stuff, where I'm like, yeah, once we're in the apartment together, it's like I'm gonna be. Yeah, of course, I'm not gonna have the Seinfeld stuff. Yeah. Even the Goodfellas one, but even that's a movie poster. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like,
yeah.
If there was a room, like say we had a house and there was like a basement, and it's like that could go up there, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the guy stuff gets relegated, where it's like, what's the leftover situation? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what's hey, where can we randomly put this where it makes sense? But in an apartment in Manhattan, there's just, and also she really, really takes what she puts on the wall seriously in the apartment. Like it's all a bunch. She did like a whole like a line of photos of her family.
I saw
and
that,
like
and it looks cool.
It looks cool. Yeah.
Like walking through.
And I don't mind. I'm like the type of thing where I pared down. I got rid of a ton of shit, and I'm still getting rid of a ton of shit. So I'm just gonna I'll just live there. I'm fine with that. And then in another place, maybe I'll put a couple things up, or whatever it is.
That's why, like, I feel like I don't have, like, I'm not good at feng shui.
Feng shui?
Yeah.
Well, what about kung fu?
I'm great at kung fu.
Kung fu, but no feng shui.
You want to fucking find out? See, like, I'm good. You know what I'm good at as far as, like, a living space and moving in is, like, the setup. Maybe that's kind of feng shui, maybe. But
that's
like
literally feng shui.
Yeah, the feng shui I'm good at.
Oh.
I'm not good at the decorating, I guess. I'm not a good decorator. I'm not like the accoutrement or like the matching things or like what would look good. But like I can maximize space.
Oh yeah, that's maximize space is in feng shui. Feng shui is supposed to be like the way that furniture is set up, where it flows better and for the room and everything, whatever it is. And I guess there's a whole like art to it, right? There's a whole like philosophy.
Like you had this room set up the right way.
I think so.
Yeah,
the TV. Yeah, I thought about it, and I think my buddy who lived here before me had a couple of couches. I only had the one and a couple of chairs, so I was very, 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 very minimal. Yeah. But the TV's in the right spot. It definitely is. But I think we should go to the section.
Yeah, let's do our quick jerk that you have for me, and then we can
wrap this bad boy up. Because you got a trip.
I am. I'm going to the motherland.
Back to the the motherland.
What's so funny, somebody like our buddy Colin just went to Ireland, and he was like, I'm going to the motherland. It's like, you're not Irish anymore. Like nobody's Irish anymore.
Well, that's a thing also. Like my sister loves Ireland, and we consider ourselves Irish. But like the older I get, the more I'm like, I'm not. If you meet Irish people, like yeah, you're Irish in a way, but it's like not Irish. I'm American. Like
dude,
I'm so American.
He was cracking me up because he posted this video. Yeah, he posted this video that his girlfriend took of like, how was your first trip to Ireland? And it's just him drinking for 3 days straight. And then I realized like that's why I'm like not a traveler, is because I just go to cool places and do the same shit that I would do in Queens.
Yeah. That's a good point.
The same shit that I would do in Pittsburgh. It's like that's the first thing he said to me is he was like, man, you know what I really want to do is I want to go like find like a cool pub, drink, and listen to live music. What did we do in Manhattan on Tuesday?
We went to a cool
pub. We went,
pub,
had a drink, and listened to live music.
Yeah.
It's like that's what like that's why I think I can have fun anywhere, because I could just try to find the things that I like.
Yeah, totally. You just got to go with the flow. But also, let me ask you this: you're not the type where if you do go on a trip, say you're with Natalie, she's like, "Hey, I want to do these 3 things over here," and they're not, what you would do here. You're not gonna go, "Nah, I'll just meet you at the bar."
I'm down for it. Yeah, I'm down to try. I'm definitely down to try things.
You're easy peasy.
I'm easy peasy lemon squeeze.
Easy peasy Jeppa. Ooh, that's the original one.
Oh no, is it
canceled? You can't. You see the right wing comedy they did for the Daily Wire?
No.
Tyler Fisher's in it. They did their version of like a 90s wacky comedy about a guy who goes trans because he wants to excel on the women's softball or football team or whatever.
I'm good.
Whatever it is.
So it's like Joanna Man.
It's like Joanna Man or She's All That, but not She's All That. What's the one with what's her name? Amanda Bynes.
She's the Man.
She's the Man. Yes.
Yeah. Channing
Joanna
Tatum.
Man. She's the Man. They were really pining away for the time where you had the woman dressed like the guy or the guy dressed like the woman movies. They just wanted them back, I guess.
What was the original one where the girl, she's actually pretty hot?
Oh, just one of the guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And she shows her boobs.
Yeah.
At the end. She's smoking hot. That's the one, her friend in it, who doesn't realize that she's a girl. This dude, he's an actor. He's in a bunch of movies back in the 80s. He goes, who do you think I am? Cyndi Lauper? Instead of Cyndi Lauper, he says Cyndi Lauper. I'll never forget that. If you watch the clip, he goes... Is
it a joke or is it just a flub?
No. He's pronouncing it wrong in the movie. He goes...
Because he didn't know who she was, but he's just reading lines.
Yeah, probably. And they just let it go. He's like, what? I forget what the first line is, but he goes, who do you think I am? Cyndi Lauper?
You're a big movie guy and you're of that age. I can never remember
of that age.
I never remember the name of this movie. It's not totally similar, but I loved it, and I don't think it holds up. It's with John Cryer, and he pretends to be like in high school, but he's
hiding out.
Yeah,
it's great.
Dude. It's a good
awesome.
movie,
It's
but it's also a little problematic.
Why is it problematic?
Isn't he trying to like nail like high school students?
It's Ione Skye, I think it is. At the end, like he's trying to. No, he falls in love with one. Yeah, he does, but nothing happens.
It's also very.
And then at the end, spoiler alert, he's in witness relocation, and then he ends up at her college. So there, she's of age. So he's.
Oh, there we go.
I think he's supposed to be like in his 30s in it or something, right? Or like in the 20s, I guess, like late 20s.
Because you know what else kind of does that? 21 Jump Street. Jonah Hill and Brie Larson. Like she's a high school student, and he's like,
He's like into it. Yeah.
Or there's no bigger. There's no bigger one of those where like if you really do like a re-examination of the movie and you're like, oh, that's not okay.
Which one?
Big. Big. It's big. Big is the one. Big is the one.
You're saying she's a pedophile by accident?
She doesn't know what she did, and like it's like. I don't know if this is a hack. This has probably been done as a joke in the 80s a million times.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole because I'll feel like what Chris Stapleton thinks of Toby Keith. But it's weird when she sees him as a boy at the end, right?
Yeah.
And realizes what happened, that she's like kind of like sentimental about it and like realizes instead of being like, I am in trouble. Or like, ugh, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. Shouldn't she just shiver at that point?
Yeah, like,
ugh.
ugh.
Yeah, she's just like, It's like, wouldn't it be funny if like she's watching them and she's like, "Oh, we fucked." I fucked the child.
I wonder if it stayed the same size when he shrunk back to a kid.
You ever hear about one of the alternative endings for Big?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Robert De Niro.
In the movie?
He was
not casting.
Oh.
It was going to be that she went to the machine and she went back to being 12.
To be with him.
To be with him.
It's less fucked up, but
it's still weird. They ended it the right way.
It's still weird.
Yeah. Robert Loggia is great in that movie.
You love Robert Loggia.
He's great.
Wasn't he in Scarface?
Yeah, he was. And he's in Sopranos. He plays...
Okay, Frank. Oh, fuck.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
He plays... Who is he in Sopranos? He's...
Cheech...
yeah, LaManna. Feach LaManna.
Feach
yeah.
LaManna.
I just rewatched that season. All right, let's do
a quick jerk and get out of here. This time it is a Freaky Friday. Where you're jerking me.
Yeah. Well, let's not say it that way.
And you're doing this because last week on our quick jerk, it was a quick jerk all about the best thing in the world, all about Ray Zawodni, and Sean knows absolutely fucking nothing about me. And which is nice. And there are literally things I've told him on this podcast that are recorded that he got wrong. But now the tables have turned, and I'm going to show how well I know you. How many questions are there? 12?
There's 12. I think you'll do pretty well.
I'll get 10 of them.
It's really hard to think of questions about yourself. You said not to you, but
not to me.
Okay, you ready?
Let's jerk.
Let's jerk. Okay. Where was I born?
Staten Island.
Wow. How old am I?
45.
What is my favorite borough?
Your favorite borough is Queens.
Yeah, that's a good one. What do I think is the greatest TV show of all time?
Seinfeld.
Nope. Greatest television show of all time.
Breaking Bad?
Nope.
Veep.
Nope.
All right, keep going.
Want to do one more guess?
Tell me. Greatest. Oh, fuck. How did I get The Wire?
yeah, The Wire. Okay. What is my ex-wife's name?
Marielle.
Oh, my God. Okay. Have I been to the Middle East?
No.
Yes, I have. Okay.
What's comedy?
Yeah.
Did you do a USO tour?
I went to Qatar. No, it was just like got hired to go there.
Oh.
Qatar and Bahrain.
Wow.
Okay. What is my favorite thing to eat?
Pussy. Your favorite thing to eat is barbecue.
Well, I was thinking chicken, but yeah, barbecue's up there. But chicken would have been a good answer. Fried chicken is one of my favorite things to eat. Here we go. Do I like hosting?
That's a loaded question.
If you have to give a yes or no answer.
No.
All right. Yes, that's correct. How many siblings do I have?
2.
What are their names?
Aaron and Tara.
Oh my God, you are really good. What's my least favorite tattoo I have? I'll do a tattoo one.
Least favorite tattoo. Oh, the one you got when we were in Saratoga Springs of my name on your thigh.
I didn't even know I had that one.
Yeah, we did it to you while you were sleeping. Your least favorite tattoo? They're all pretty bad. I can't even think. It's the Popeye the Sailor Man on your wrist.
No, I don't. That's not.
Is it the one on your shoulder?
It's the one. At least it's the Celtic
Cross. It's an Irish one. Yeah, it's a religious Irish one.
Yeah, okay. What's my number one comedy pet peeve?
Your number one comedy pet peeve. Is this an on-stage thing?
On-stage thing.
When people bring up their notebook.
That's a number.
People sit on the stool.
That's it. Yeah, sitting on the stool. Yeah, there it is.
You have so many of them.
How long have I been doing stand-up?
About 16 years. 17?
17, yeah. And that's it. That's the quick jerk about Sean Donnelly.
I did pretty well.
You did really well.
I did really well.
You only got 2 wrong.
The one I took a lot of cracks at.
Yeah.
To get right. But yeah. Yeah, you know what it is?
What?
I listen. I listen.
I'm sorry that I'm such a bad
What are
friend.
my siblings' names? And how many do I have?
You have a bunch. Mike is your brother. And your sister. You never say your sister's name. You always say my sister. I don't know your sister's name.
Because I'm trying to protect her anonymity.
And there's 2. You have 2 siblings.
Yeah, brother and a sister.
Brother and sister, yeah.
Tiffany.
See, I think you only told me that once, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my brother's wife, do you know what her name is? It's Tara.
Yeah. That's right. You told me that a while
Tara?
ago.
Yeah. Tara.
Well, that was a good one. That was a good quick jerk.
It was a great quick jerk. Yeah, and I knocked it out of the park.
You did a great job, man.
45.
You're a better friend than me.
I know.
I tell you. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
I apologize. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
All
Thank you guys for
right.
listening.
Sean, where the fuck can they find you?
You can see me all over New York City doing comedy. You can check me out at Shawnee Time on Instagram. I put up whatever shows I'm doing there. And you can follow. I'm going to be posting videos to my at UFO Street account very soon. I'm editing them now. So yeah, that's me.
I am at Zawodni on all social media. This weekend, I will be back in Pittsburgh at Stage AE. Huge venue for my buddy Matt Light's Ugly Christmas Sweater Party.
Parody guy.
December 21st, I'll be headlining at Rocky Gap Casino in Cumberland, Maryland.
Very nice.
And every single Thursday, even though this is coming out most likely on a Friday, is Brand New Jerks. You catch us there. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will give full disclosure. Our clip editor, who is myself, has not put up enough clips lately. So that is.
And we had a melee. We had a clip melee that we talked about.
That is one of our New Year's resolutions here at Brand New Jerks, is to give you more Brand New Jerks, and we give this all out to you for free. So you can pay for it in a very special way by sharing it with your fucking friends. Share it with your friends. Like it. Subscribe to our YouTube. Because 2024 is the year of the jerk. and
new studio.
Next time you see us,
on life.
we'll have some new digs.
Yeah.
So
thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.